hit record. It's called The Ballad of the Green Beret. The gentleman who wrote it and lived it is the man on my left. Staff Sergeant Barry Sadler, would you say hello? Barry, first let me say that it's just a delight and really an honor to have you with us. I honestly mean it.
Thank you very much.
This, my friends, right here is quite a man. He won't tell you, but I'll tell you. And if you've seen these Green Berets, and I'm sure you have, this is a very coveted thing. These that wear the Green Berets are the cream, the very best, the finest of our fighting men. And first, let me explain a little bit what the Green Beret really means. What is the division? What outfit is it?
Well, we're a special branch of the Army designed for guerrilla and counter-guerrilla warfare. We derive our heritage out of the Rangers, Merrill's Marauders, the OSS, and units of this caliber were combined to make the Special Forces.
In other words, it's commando-type work, right?
No, not entirely. We are trained in commando operations, but also we work with native peoples, training troops to conduct guerrilla warfare.
You jump, you're a trooper.
We're all paratroopers.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you something about this boy that I read about him and we hadn't brought up before. He has a black belt in judo and 7 years or 9 years of karate, is that right?
Yes.
And he's got an arm, I'm telling you, friend, we've treated him awful nice here this week. I don't know if we have that much respect for servicemen or we're just afraid of him. I don't know which. Hey, how long does the training course take?
It varies depending on your job. I was in training for just about 2 years.
It's tough training, too, isn't it?
Well, it's fun training, too, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which do you like the best, this business or the Army?
Well, I have to say the Army.
Yeah?
Got to be a habit.
Let me ask you one more thing, and I'm not going to voice a comment either way. We've had a lot of demonstrators, a lot of people running their mouth, and a lot of people burning some draft cards. How do you, I'm not going to ask how they feel about it over there, how do you feel about it personally?
Well, the right to demonstrate is guaranteed by the Constitution. I think it's a small group with a big mouth. And but burning draft cards, I personally feel that they're traitors and ought to be sent to the pen.
You were in Vietnam, right. And we won't dwell on it, but the reason he's back was because he was wounded over there. And you trained these people. You worked with the people, the
Montagnards.
The who?
Montagnards.
The mountain what?
It means mountain people.
I see. The Montagnards?
Vietnamese hillbillies.
He was... And you were talking about it, and this is something that you find hard to believe. We live in a modern civilization. But he was talking about these people and the way that they live and what they're like. And if you would, tell them just a little bit about the folks that you trained and worked with.
Well, they're very primitive people. 12 of us go out and live up in the highlands or in the southlands with these natives. They file their teeth down to the gums or to points. They wear loincloths, hunt with bows and arrows. And they're pre-Bronze Age in stage of development. Many of them haven't reached the wheel yet. And we take these people, we train them, we make soldiers out of them, we try and not only make soldiers, but improve their way of life.
That's great. That's great. What, now, you said you ate and worked with them?
That's right.
What does your diet consist of when you eat this food that these...
Well, if you're on patrol, you eat what the troops do, and that's would be snake, rat, dog, whatever comes across the trail goes in the pot.
You folks out there eating supper, I'll bet that's really a little appetizer there for you. Hey, wait a minute. Tell them about the Vietnamese guy that was on
patrol?
You know the tiger thing. Yeah.
Oh, well, when my executive officer took a patrol out, Lieutenant Walker, and that night, one of his troops fell asleep, and a tiger came up and took his carbine away from him. So the native woke up when this happened. He reached over and grabbed the other end of the carbine and proceeded to have a tug-of-war with this tiger. Cheat the tiger off. The tiger swatted him one, and he let out a yelp, and they fired some shots and scared him off.
They have quite a few of these over there, do they?
Yes.
You've got a lot of things to contend with there, in addition to the enemy, the elements and everything else. I'll tell you what we're going to do. If you go over there with the guys, I will try to give the tune that you wrote a decent type of introduction. All right, Barry? Fine and dandy. That guy is as hard as a rock. He's as hard as old Stonebreaker down there. Here is a song that the last count, he told me, has sold over 500,000 records, and it's a brand new record. He wrote it, and I think you'll find this one of the most haunting melodies and lyrics that you have ever heard in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, Staff Sergeant Berets.
Fighting soldiers from the sky, fearless men who jump and die, men who mean just what they say, the brave men of the Green Beret, silver upon their chest. These are men, America's best. 100 men will test today, but only 3 with the Green Beret. Trained to live off nature's land, trained in combat hand to hand, men who fight by night and day, courage take from the Green Beret, silver wings upon their chest. These are men, America's best. 100 men will test today, but only 3 win the Green Beret. Back at home, a young wife waits. Her Green Beret has met his fate. He has died for those oppressed, leaving her this last request. Put silver wings on my son's chest. Make him one of America's best.